right, Snoop Dogg said he's going to be voting for the first time because he did not know he was eligible to vote. But first, let's talk about y'all girl, Candace Owens, who's, you know, basically one of the puppets for Donald Trump and basically MAGA. Let's talk about her. Hit the subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. As I describe her, you would believe that she was white, but she's black. All right, and a lot of things that she say agitates people of color, right? I heard, I don't know how true this was, Yahoo suspended her GoFundMe account after her negative words towards George Floyd. But you know what? People like that really don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? They don't. But she said that, and this is the reason why. We know she is paid off to say what she said. And if you start a cause, you know, that black people, that black or white or whoever else can get behind, they gonna fund you. You know what I'm saying? I can switch up right now and start tap dancing for Trump, and I'll probably be a millionaire by next time this year off GoFundMe's and PayPal's and donations. You know what I'm saying? You know, look at the dude from down there in Texas, Tommy Sotomayor, whatever his name is. Somebody sent me one of his videos one day, and I was like, what the hell is this? Never heard of him before, right? And somebody explained it to me, and I ended up seeing him, you know, get invited on, was The View or The Real, and they was asking what about his hatred for black women or this, that, and the third. They are very, very wealthy people, or they making good money. When I say wealthy, they know what they're doing. Between Candace Owens and the Tommy Sotomayor's of the world, they know what they are doing. They selling out for the dollar. It's no different than your favorite rapper, favorite singer, you know, selling out or being quiet or selling out like, or doing what Lil Wayne is doing, excuse me. But let's get to the gist of it. Miss Owens said she never experienced racism in her life. That proved to be false. She had a discrimination lawsuit when she was around 14 years old, I believe, right around that age, according to the New York Times, in Connecticut. All right, if you notice, a lot of people come out of Connecticut. You know, a lot of questionable, sketchy characters come out of that area. Aaron Hernandez, her, I think somebody else from up there, is it Roger Goodell or somebody? But that's here nor there. What happened was, in school, she got into it with a friend of the Connecticut, of whoever, the mayor of Connecticut. Obviously, that friend was white. And also, the mayor's son made a phone call and harassed her. He wasn't the primary, you know, rock thrower. It was his friend, but he had basically threatened her as well. They had gotten into it on a schoolyard for whatever reason it may be. They kept harassing her. She had to take 6 weeks off from school, according to the lawsuit. You know, they didn't take the boys to jail. The school board and the, you know, and the state was trying to say, since the boy didn't go to jail, you know, this lawsuit shouldn't hold up. I'm just, you know, basically just throwing just the basics out there. Long story short, the school board awarded her over, I think, $30,000 for racial discrimination. She missed 6 weeks of school talking about trauma and all of that. So at the end of the day, she's definitely realized that there's racism in America. I mean, even before, you know, getting to that point, she understood there's racism in America, okay? Just that story there wasn't that hard to find. It wasn't that hard to find. And I knew she was lying. Coming from Connecticut in the Northeast is one of the most racist places you can ever be. Some places up there are still fucking segregated. You know, ask a lot of people in Boston. You heard what the baseball player Torrey Hunter said the other day. He said wherever he went, he had a no-trade clause not to go to Boston. He said it wasn't because Boston was a bad organization. It's because when he went up there, kids and grown-ups would call him the N-word. Like it was, you know, It was nothing. It was regular. And he said he never wanted to play there. You heard Adam Jones say that. So any black person that comes from the Northeast, in the South, in my opinion, in a lot of different other places, I'm talking Lil Wayne and I'm talking about Candace Owens, and said they never experienced racism, I highly doubt that. I know people that come from the Northeast that still say it's a lot of bigotry still going up there. But does it matter if we expose her? As long as she keep tap dancing for the man, you know, she's still gonna keep getting that money. That's what it's about. Do she necessarily hate black people? No, she love the money. She found the niche to make a ton of money off of white people's dollar. If you ask me, kind of genius. Because guess what? We know one thing for sure is that black people ain't gonna do shit to her. For real. They not. They not gonna do shit to her. They ain't done nothing to Tommy Lauren yet, Laura Ingraham yet. They ain't done nothing to none of them. So we can pretty much guess that ain't nothing. She figured ain't nothing gonna happen to her. And you're right. We too busy fighting each other to worry about, you know, Candace Owens and what she doing. But it don't bother me because I understand the trick to her trade. She willing to go to Omarosa route. Omarosa did all this tap dancing and capping for Donald Trump. What's them two girls, Diamond and Silk, did all that capping, and look, they show got pulled off Fox like that. They did all this deflecting and defending for him. But you know you get into bed with the devil, ultimately one day you're going to have to pay the price. Look at Omarosa, drug out the White House. Thought she was above. She thought she really was a white folk. She was that good with Trump. Nope. Candace Owens going to have the same ending. It's not going to be at the hands of somebody black. When you get into bed, you make a deal with the devil. One day you got to pay the piper. What this saying Sean say in Mortal Kombat? Your soul is mine. One day, your soul is going to be Donald Trump's. Your soul is going to be MAGA. She going to pay the piper, but just let you know right there she fraudulent. Even without that story, I already knew old girl was fraudulent. It doesn't surprise me. I can tell them, you know, just looking at her, man. But that is what it is. But Snoop Dogg said he didn't know he had the right to vote. And everybody like, how did Snoop not know he had the right to vote through all these years? You know what I'm saying? And I guess him doing some research when he expunged his record in California, I guess that's his residence. He expunged his record. Now he has the right to vote. So Donald Trump's, you know, run in office inspired Snoop to look into his background or check his local or his state laws and see that he has the ability to vote. And everybody should look at that. You know what I'm saying? If you get it expunged, you know, it varies by state. It varies by state if you get it expunged. Now, that may not be the same in Illinois. It may not be the same in Texas. It may not be the same in Michigan. You know, but we got to wait and see if you know, when you go look it up, if some of my brothers got F's on their report cards, we got to see what happens, you know. But it's going to be very, 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 very interesting, you know, to see how many people realize that they may have the right to vote or may not have the right to vote, looking in their background. But for many years, Snoop Dogg didn't know he had the right to vote, you know, in the state of California, knowing he was a felon and getting his record expunged, so now he can vote. So he gonna do his part to get Trump out of there. And a lot of people, you know, I looked at these mock polls, these preliminary polls, and in Michigan, Joe Biden is starting to whoop on Donald Trump. You know, and I think everybody is starting to see. I think everybody's starting to see that, you know, he ain't the leader that they portrayed him to be or they imagined him to be. So at the end of the day, shout out to Snoop for figuring that out. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you got business, question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App, PayPal description. Best way to donate is share the video. Let me know what you guys think about this Candace Owens story. I'll put an article link in the description. And let me know what y'all think about Snoop finding out he can vote even after, you know, getting the felony and getting it expunged. So for a lot of people who got felonies and got it expunged, or went through programs and got it expunged, or had the money to get expunged, check your local state laws to see if you can continue on, man, and you can vote. We gone.